Welcome back to Risk Check Podcast. Tonight, we have a special episode. We're here at Sotheby's for a special preview of the luxury edit. I'm joined by really two good friends of mine, Mr. Curtis McDowell, Olympic fencer, who's been on the show, no stranger, and our friend Richard Lopez, who's also been on the show, head of watches here at Sotheby's. Welcome, guys.
Thank you so much for
having us. I guess welcome to me for joining you.
No,
thank you for having
being
us
here, please.
So we had you on the show before. It's been a while since we've caught up. I know there's been some recent changes. You just came back from competing. How was that?
It was good. It was good. I just got back from Doha.
Yeah.
Good event.
Amazing. And I also hear that you recently opened up your own fencing school.
Yes, it's called Cloak and Dagger.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Where is this located?
Westchester in Dobbs Ferry.
That's incredible. Congratulations. That's awesome. I know how much this means to you because of your start in the fencing world in New York City, and now you're able to get the youth involved. That's awesome, man. Congratulations. But I don't think the news will stop there, too. I know that you got a lot going on.
I'm trying.
Yeah. So you are a recent GPHG award
Nominated by the Academy.
You're an Academy member.
Yeah.
Recently inducted. What's that feel like?
Still trying to process all the blessings.
So for those who don't know, GPHG is the Grand Prix Horology for Geneva. It's sort of like the Oscars of the watch industry. How did this come about? What does this mean to you?
They reached out to me, and it means the world to feel accepted in a community.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say, honestly.
Yeah. And for those that don't know, not only was he featured on Risk Check Pod, but we got into contact with one another because there was you were on Hodinkee. You had a Talking Watches episode with Jack Forster. So you're planted in the community already, and known amongst many as a watch enthusiast. So, but I'm glad you could join us tonight. Rich has the luxury edit coming up. You want to tell us a little bit about that real quick?
So the luxury edit is happening at Sotheby's. It starts on the 22nd for watches and ends on the 7th. It is a live sale, so we'll be full preview. There'll be jewelry, and there'll be handbags and some other categories as well. So please stop by if you're in town. That's
amazing. And we have some of the watches that are going to be showcased. I think all of these are actually going to be showcased. We have some of these in front of us tonight. Talk about this group a little bit. There's some interesting pieces I know that I'm familiar with. A lot of talk behind the recent AP Code flywheel, but we have a millenary here.
One of the originals was just
one of the originals,
which is in great shape. It's amazing. But in our sale, we have about 170 lots. Some great stuff. We have vintage, modern. We have a lot of no reserve lots, which are amazing, great priced, and we have independence again.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing for you too, right?
Yeah. We like to keep it. The Laurent Ferrier is amazing watch.
The Laurent Ferrier
with the enamel dial is just
craftsmanship. Check that out.
Just quality.
And this is a tourbillon.
Yes.
So you got to turn that
which
thing
goes
over.
Unnoticed. We always like to point it out in the back.
What's going on with the crown here too?
It's a little bit of an oversized crown, and it's got a sapphire on it, but I think it's just for ease to like wind it.
Pink sapphire? Some Dipset? Keep in New York.
And we have Longas. The Longas, we always love to push.
I know
you're
a huge fan of Longa.
Huge.
So what do we, this one I recognize. This is a big deal.
The Grand Longa one with the black dial, like I always say, Longa, quality, value, it's all there. It's like, it goes unnoticed, it's undervalued. The datagraphs are always doing well. The lumens are amazing, but a Longa one, it's like you should have one in your collection. Like everybody has a Rolex, an Omega, a Longa.
Now I know, given your background in the sport, fencing, you're actually someone who, you wear watches when you compete. I think you're wearing a G-Shock right now.
Yeah, this one I wear the most.
We should actually do a wrist check too. So you got the G-Shock on. What do you got on tonight, Rich?
The Ming.
Woo! Talk about it.
NATO strap. I love this watch. I got this actually from Zoe Abelson last year when we were doing.
Oh, Zoe, nice.
Yeah, we were doing the Concours d'Elegance, and I'd been chasing this for a while, and we were just talking, and I said, like, what are you hunting for? Like, Zoe, we're just talking watches as before it starts, and I said, I really want a Ming. And she goes like, I have one. And I'm like, you're kidding? I was like, okay, can I buy it? And I thought she was kidding. And then she just happened and produced it like a few weeks later. And it was amazing. I love my Ming. I like.
What color is that?
It's more of a burgundy, and I have it on a brown NATO strap because
Very Pinot Noir.
Yes, that's how I like it. You guys
It's a
know,
Janet line.
Yeah.
you guys know that I usually wear my Elegante on the orange strap. Like I'm switching it up now. Like the Ming, the Independence.
It's super sporty.
Yeah, I
dig
like
that.
it. I like, and on the NATO strap, I think it's just much cooler. It's a better look.
I'm wearing vintage Rolex.
Yeah.
Just keeping it classic, you know. But going back to you wearing watches to compete in, I'm curious, what amongst here really grabs your eye in terms of like get you in the mood and ready to compete? Because I think I have an idea too. I see you looking at the Richard Mille.
Well, it's the sport.
That's more of a,
Which one are we going with? This one I know is the Bubba Watson.
Yeah, RM55, and then it's a limited edition. But there's also the Felipe Massa, which is RM5.
I see. I can feel the energy with
The
this
titanium
one.
case. You know, while you're playing your sport, it's going to be much easier to wear. It's just an amazing watch, and it's
Nice
it's
and
my
light.
favorite color, an orange strap.
You know, I wasn't typically like an RM guy, but you don't really come by many of them in the wild as you would think. At least I don't.
I like the originals because they're a smaller case.
Yeah.
They wear much better. Like you could actually do things with a utility watch versus the newer ones are great, but they're more to be seen.
These are fire.
It's comfortable as well.
We got a really diverse selection right here at this first table.
We do, but the best watch here by far is the Serpico Lion 2526 enamel
That's
dial.
this piece right
yeah,
here.
that's the piece. That's the one.
So talk a
everybody
little
should be
about
chasing.
this too.
So it's a Calatrava, it's a vintage Calatrava. It's pink dial, first generation dial, enamel. Enamel dials are extremely hard to make.
Yeah.
When they're producing them, there could be hairline cracks, imperfections. If you loop this one, it's perfect.
That's awesome.
It's perfect, and it's double signed.
Yeah, so
Serpico-
it's double signed on the dial. Turn that around real
So
quick.
it's signed at the subdials right there, Serpico and Liano, which is from Caracas. It's one of the bigger brands that at that period that was able to do the same things like Tiffany and Co., where you could actually put your name on there. They were strong enough as a retailer to ask Patek to do this, but they went one step further and they also put S&L, which their initials on the case backs,
It's crazy.
which is similar to what Cartier did back in the day by putting their serial numbers on
Yeah.
their lugs.
There's something else going on here too with the. I've never seen this before on the crown.
So the original crown is the inverted piece, P and P on the background.
Check that out. That's crazy.
No, the quality here is like, this is the watch. In all the sale, like we have a lot of modern Pateks, but this is the one that should catch your eye.
Where can they find more information about luxury?
So you can go to Sotheby's.com at the luxury edit right now. The sale is up for preview right now. It launches for bidding on the 22nd.
Amazing. Awesome.
And there'll be a live sale, so please, if you're in town, the sale's on the 7th. It starts at noon, and there'll be a lot of room here for our friends to come and join us.
You heard it here first. On to our friends at the next table, Ben and Janet.
All right, guys, welcome to the second table here at Sotheby's. Perry gave us a very seamless transition. What he didn't know was that I was throwing John in the mix.
Uh-oh. First time I found out about it, too, so here I am.
So to introduce ourselves, I'm Ben,
I'm Janet.
I'm John.
and we're going to go on with a wrist check before we talk about anything else. So I'm wearing the John Special,
What is the John special?
5980R,
All right.
Tiffany stamped, extra sauce.
Okay.
Second Tiffany stamp Patek I've worn today.
Wow.
How's that for a flex?
Fancy.
Flex, I like it. What are you wearing, Janet?
I'm wearing my 80s automatic AP in a 29. Love this thing.
Okay. I got Ben's Green OP 41. I have one myself, but he happened to take that off my wrist, so I put this on my wrist. But
Mine looks better on you, though.
I think so. I can beat it up.
Even
this much.
trade?
No.
Sure.
You ready?
No.
I can keep it?
No. Not
Okay.
tonight. Just for the
So anyway, we're at a table now that has a lot of modern Pateks, and Janet put most of it together.
These are big, modern juggernauts, all from one brand. Absolutely love them. I know you're a Patek collector. What's your thing on this table?
I have a thing for gem set. I don't have any gem sets in my life yet, but hopefully someday I will. But
There's two on the table.
the 5271P, this one sticks out to me. The red strap's kind of
They
exciting.
put it on there for me.
Super fun.
if you don't-
Customized for the client who owned the watch.
If you don't know
actually.
Ben loves red, especially red straps.
Did
But
Mr. Wonderful bring it in?
maybe.
Can you share that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Sorry?
Can you share
Mr.
Mr.
yeah.
Wonderful brought that in?
Oh, I absolutely cannot. But he obviously had fantastic taste.
Your favorite watch is this one, though, isn't it? You kept talking about it the whole time you've been here.
Yes, this one is pretty sexy. It's very subtle, the blue dial, but with the diamond markers, it definitely sticks out.
Yeah,
It's,
so this-
it's very understated.
This watch here in the camera, this thing, the dial is this crazy rich sunburst, so you can't even tell that the indexes are baguettes until it's really on your wrist and it catches light. So if you're someone who wants to be under the radar, low profile, but
If you know, you know.
right, if you know and you want to flex a little bit, this is the thing on this table that'll probably do that for you.
John and I were also talking about how undervalued it was.
Correct.
I'm not sure what the retail price was, but our auction estimate for our March 7th sale is 50 to 80,000. So definitely have a peek if you're in the market.
And tell us a little bit about the 5070P here.
5070P is the rarest of the 5070 models and the biggest
Why is that?
dress case. You know more about this than I do, John.
I
You
don't.
love this watch.
I do love that watch. It's pretty big for Patek to have a.
It's their biggest dress watch, right?
Yeah.
42 millimeter.
It's
It's
beautiful.
bigger than your John Special.
It is.
It is
yeah.
bigger than John Special.
Manual wind.
Yep.
Manual winding, chronograph.
First thing I would do is take this brown strap off of here, but that's how it came. So
Put a red one on.
not red, maybe green.
Hot pink.
Yeah, or pink.
So my favorite thing on the table, which I think we all know what it is, 5650G, advanced research. So in 2005, Patek launched the advanced research program, and it was basically to flex all their watchmaking muscles. So most of them don't look as cool as this does. It's really minor aesthetic changes. The real big changes are going to be in the movement. So this is the first one to have a Spiral Max hairspring, which sounds a little crazy for a name, but it's basically silicone and steel mixed together to really improve the accuracy. And it's the only Patek sports watch to have an open work dial. So it's something that's really
Yep.
cool.
It's also
Beautiful.
the only Aquanaut that ever got the advanced research treatment.
I think it's the only sports watch with advanced research, no?
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah, absolutely. I think the others were annual calendars.
Right. There's an annual calendar, there's a minute repeater now, which is the latest of the advanced research
Yeah.
line. They made 10 of them, I think.
I think so.
10 or 15. So this thing is super special. It's only the second one I've seen ever.
Oh, here at Sotheby's.
Right.
There you go.
What else is on the table, Jay?
And then
What do you like?
somebody off camera was begging us to talk about this, so we'll talk about this. This is a 5740, the first perpetual Nautilus. Beautiful watch. I'm not a fan of it. I mean,
Why not?
I think I like it. I just not my first. I just would not get a perpetual on a sports model. That's just me.
At all?
I would, but I'm just being honest. It's just not.
But you'll
not for
buy
me.
gold though
Of
on
course.
a sport model.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
What if it was
I
rose gold?
just stirred up something.
What if it was rose gold?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm getting called out now.
Yeah.
People are laughing around the room, which is exciting. This is good. Gotta stir it up.
I think the configuration on this perpetual is excellent. It's very well balanced.
It's probably the most legible.
It's very legible and it has the entire DNA of the Nautilus maintained. So I think it's a great example. I think it's the most complicated Nautilus model also, right? So,
Yep.
Yeah.
so waiting for the Tourbillon to come out.
And it's the previous owner definitely wore this watch, which is always good to see.
He did,
It's,
very loved.
It's
You mentioned double equity earlier.
Double equity, wear it, love it, sell it, make some money.
Right.
excellent.
Yep.
Tell us about your favorite watch. 3970 EP.
I like this watch. I don't think it's my favorite watch on the table today, but this 3970 was introduced in the late 80s and has had like a wonderful, long, rich run. But this is the iconic Patek Philippe shape, right? So you have the classic dress watch. It looks like a 2499, which is the holy grail. This one is incredibly rare in a platinum case with a black dial, perpetual calendar, moon phases, chronograph, and is perfect.
So what's the E in front of the P mean? So P means platinum. Why
Yes,
the
E is Ebosh, which don't check my French, but it means that it's waterproof
We need
case.
Rashawn to check you on that pronunciation.
Rashawn.
Yeah,
let's-
can I have a pronunciation check? But this is a waterproof screw-down case, which is what the E stands for. And this watch from the collector is complete with a full suite of accessories. So it has its additional case back, it has the pusher. What else does Patek come with? All of its
Pusher, yeah,
papers.
paperwork. It has a leather booklet. Does
Love
the
it.
box of this have a winder built in?
This is a winding box as well,
Yeah.
so it was definitely one of the highest caliber purchases you could make with Patek at the time. And this one dates to 2004. If you've got any
That's pretty recent.
birth watches,
There's some kids out
requests.
there with some money.
A little
who
off
wanna buy a new
Yeah.
my
watch.
birth year, but yeah.
So I think that about wraps it up for this table. Personally, my favorite table of the bunch. And I think next up is Rashawn, so we'll hand it over to him.
What's up, guys? Rashawn here with Curtis again. We're gonna do a little game here. Before we get started, I'm gonna share what I got on the wrist. I am wearing my Rolex Cellini. I am repeating the watch. For the guys that do know, the guys and girls that do know, I am the man that doesn't repeat a watch. But I'm repeating the watch. This is a very, very special watch. This is one of the timepieces that kind of brought my love affair to Rolex timepieces. So funny enough, we have a few modern pieces and we have some Rolex, we have some AP. So the game we're gonna do tonight, we're gonna do a bit of the Price is Right. So on the table is estimated about 400,000. You have a budget of about 200,000. So we need you to pick a piece or pieces that you would take home.
Okay. All right. I would start with this this vintage AP here, because I just love vintage. I
Yeah,
love the
please.
size here. Can I just take this out? There you go. Yeah, I love the markers here, the diamond markers.
Okay.
And I think the size is just perfect. So that'd be the first thing I pick up.
It's funny that you picked this one too, because we've been talking about gem set pieces and the popularity, whether it's an acquired taste or not. So I actually like that you chose this timepiece. This is a really good choice, especially the fact that you chose a vintage piece, because we do have some modern on the table as well. Really good choice. So we're down to, you chose about $12,000. You got a couple more dollars to go.
So I think I'll take a huge dent on my budget here and grab this next AP. This one is just a classic. It goes with everything, you know. A little bit bigger than the vintage model, but yeah, it's still beautiful. I love it.
Okay. So it seems like you're gravitating towards AP.
Yeah, man. I mean, the shape, you know, it's just classic. It's so recognizable, and I can't get enough of that shape.
Yeah.
personally, yeah.
I mean, it makes sense because you got on the Cassiope.
Yeah, you feel me.
Was there anything specific about AP that really grabs your attention for you to go ahead and choose going vintage and then modern-esque?
So for me, it was just vintage first. So that, you know, I don't see a vintage Rolex on the table. Maybe I would gravitate towards a vintage Rolex. So I just had to go for the first vintage piece I saw.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
Then when I started looking at the moderns, this was just the first thing that got my eye.
Yeah, it's got a nice weight, really good hand. So really good choices. So you're about halfway through the budget, roughly about 100 and some more thousand. So we got 100 more to go. What are you leaning towards?
And now I would probably go to the Rolex.
Okay.
And I'll grab this this platinum Daytona, which is incredibly heavy.
And I love the blue face here, this blue dial.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so heavy. It's coming right out of this.
Out of the cuff.
Yeah.
You know, what's so funny too is like the distinctiveness of platinum pieces and how they have the ice blue dial. It's just something about platinum, very under the radar, but when you put it on, it's just like very powerful.
Oh yeah.
Funny enough, you've exceeded the budget because this is estimated at about $120,000. But I mean, hey, it's wrist check. We can bend a little bit. So we're gonna move on to the next table, and that's it.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us tonight for the Wrist Check Pod's preview of Sotheby's Luxury Edit. We were at the final table, and for this segment, the guys have each chosen their favorite watch of the evening. So we're going to go over that and share a little bit about why. I'm obviously going to start with the man who never repeats a watch, my brother right here, Mr. Rashawn Smith, third member of Wrist Check Pod. What do you got on the wrist? What'd you choose?
So I decided to choose the solid gold Onyx Dial Datejust.
The Aziz Ansari.
Yes.
Oh, Rolex.
Yes.
A Rolex.
A Rolex, of course.
As Tyler would say, one of 50.
Yes. One of 50. If I could collect 50 Rolexes,
Sure.
this would be in the assortment.
What was it about this piece that did it for you?
Funny enough, me and Curtis were talking off camera, and we were talking about just the simplicity of the timepiece.
Yeah.
The idea that on this dial, time doesn't matter.
Yeah, you on your time with that one.
Whether you can tell the time or you can't.
That's a watch for Stevie Wonder.
Yes.
Oh,
We had a Stevie Wonder moment, yes. But I mean, if you look down at this watch, the first thing you're looking at is definitely not the time. It's the stunning dial. It's this beautiful case, solid gold. I mean, it's mesmerizing.
Yeah, I think you know what I love about this piece, and this is the piece that you see around, at least on the internet, social media.
Mm-hmm.
You actually very rarely see this piece in person.
Yes.
But what's nice about it is it can be difficult to tell the time on this piece.
Mm-hmm.
And so to that extent, it makes you look a little bit longer.
Yes.
And so in a way, you get to really appreciate this piece.
Yes.
And I don't know. I think I understand what it is that you love about it. I joke around. I call the Aziz Ansari because the comedian actually purchased 3 of these watches, one for himself and 2 for his parents.
Yes.
And so I think we can unofficially call it that. But I get it. I'm with you. Simpatico.
Yes. I mean, well, the cheat code to be able to tell the time on the watch might be, setting it at 12 o'clock.
Well, you start there. Sure.
Yes. That would
But
be the
funny
easiest
enough,
way.
with wristwatches that don't have indices on it,
Yeah.
it's funny how accustomed you get to telling time on it after wearing it for a while.
Yes.
So much of wearing a wristwatch today is estimating the time. You'd be surprised how accurate you get
Yes.
with a piece like that.
Very
So
But imagine how often you're wrong, though.
doesn't matter.
You're like,
It looks like it's 3 o'clock.
I'll go next. I chose the Audemars Piguet Yves Klein wristwatch. This piece happens to commemorate the Olympics in Japan for 1998. That's
convenient considering it was next to you.
Yeah, facts. But there's something about the dial. It really just draws you in. You've got this. You've got a pointer date arrow on it. Perpetual calendar. Seconds hand at 6 o'clock. Kind of got all the bells and whistles. There's something about it too, especially the bracelet. It is an AP Royal Oak bracelet, but everything's just a little more curved,
Yeah.
a little
Yes.
more
That's
round.
the benefits of that offshore case.
Exactly, and it feels nice, man. I don't know. This is the piece that I saw tonight for Luxury Edit that I was like, man, it just kept drawing me back to it. And so I decided I was going to wear this on the wrist for this last segment. Curtis, what did you decide to go with?
He flexing.
Super Flex. Tell him why you're an Olympian.
I went with this Vacheron, full diamond traditional here, 36 millimeters, and I think that's the perfect size for my wrist. And,
Yeah.
I mean, this is just a killer. I mean, I would wear this with,
While you're competing?
This is when this is when you're at the podium accepting the gold medal.
Yeah, you have to leave it on for the whole match.
my trophy, and I'm like,
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That might be a good tool to have while you're competing, though. Blind somebody. All
Yeah,
the
yeah,
I
cameras
might be able to
flashing,
blind someone, just hit them like this. And
That's good.
and they're done. They're dead.
yeah, the baguettes on this are like crazy.
It's an excellent.
Well,
choice,
there's
my
even
friend.
bigger baguettes at 3, 6, 9, 12. So you can see the diamonds in the diamonds.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bust down Vacheron, and it's all factory.
Facts.
That's incredible. That's beautiful. Ben, you're doing something
I'm doing something a little different.
a little different.
So I did pick a Rolex.
Okay,
I picked a Rolex, but it's not what you would think when you hear the word Rolex.
coming from a man who doesn't often choose
Yes.
Rolex, mind
Yeah.
you.
So it's a white gold pocket watch.
I've never seen anything like this from Rolex.
The case shape is crazy.
It's
Which is
insane.
really what
Insane.
drew me to it. The other thing too, speaking of diamonds, it has diamond indices. So it has a smaller dial at 12 o'clock with just hours and minutes, and then a smaller sub-dial, again, all white gold with just seconds.
Very
sub-seconds.
unexpected for Rolex.
Yeah, so it has a crown on 12 o'clock like a normal pocket watch would. However, it doesn't have a button or anything to open it up in the back because the case and chain are integrated. So it's
amazing.
essentially all one piece. And what makes this even cooler is that the clip that's on it, to actually put it in your pocket, it's elongated, so it doubles as a money clip. And it's made by Rolex. It's
Of
signed.
course.
It's signed Rolex. So Rolex case and movement, Rolex chain, Rolex clip.
That's
which
awesome.
is pretty unusual.
The beauty about, the relationship that we have with our friends here in the watch department at Sotheby's is that you see so many amazing pieces and you kind of want them all. You gravitate to something special, but there is every time we're hanging out with our people here, big shout out to Richard Lopez and Janet and Christina. But
And Clem.
and yes, sir. And but you come across something that you've never seen before.
Yeah, and the
Every
cool
time
thing
we
about
visit.
this is that you can't say a pocket watch is dead just where it has a chain.
Yeah.
I mean, this is insane.
This is the modern interpretation of a
This
pocket
is
watch.
insane.
Yeah.
I call that the
Flavor.
triple flex.
Okay.
It's a super flex.
It's a super flex.
It's a super
It's
flex.
a super flex.
Yes.
So this is the preview for Luxury Edit. If you check down below wherever you're viewing or listening to this, you'll be able to hit the link and visit the site. But the auction goes live. What date again, Rich?
22nd.
22nd. So the 22nd?
The 22nd for bidding and the daily live auction is
March 7th is the day of the live auction, and you'll see us there as well. So thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week for another episode of Rich Check Pod.
I can't believe we're friends with an Olympian.